Hi, I'm Luis.
I'm Anthony.
I went to film school for 5 years.
I didn't, but I've seen way too many movies.
I like to watch YouTube. We found the list of the New York Times top 100 movies of the century.
And we're gonna give our unqualified opinions on them.
Today's movie, number 99, Memories of Murder, Korean from 2003.
I haven't seen the trailer, but my expectations are high.
Okay, I don't know anything about Koreans. Let's watch it. Let's watch the trailer.
이 순사밥도 먹는 거고 내가 다른 건 몰라도 이 사람 보는 눈은 있다는 거 알아?
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be really good.
Oh, it's the same one from Parasite? But Parasite is a lot more modern.
근데 서울에서도 이런 거 자주 보나?
오늘 밤에요. 오늘 밤에 당장 터지고 맙니다.
그래도 내 눈가는 못 속여요. 딱 보면 티가 나.
It's gonna be really good.
Based on that,
It's such a big step up from last movie. It's such a big step up.
I think anything would have been a pretty big step up from last movie. I don't know how that made it to this list. If you haven't seen it, go watch that. But yeah, I still don't know what to expect. My expectations are high, but I mean, the only Korean thing I've seen is like
Squid Games?
Squid Games.
No.
And then I started watching Parasite, but I never finished it. I was watching with a couple friends, and then one of them had to go, and we never finished it.
Yeah, I've seen way too many Korean stuff. Like mostly like cheesy romantic series, but I have also seen the way like they do thrillers and stuff is so interesting because it's very different from like Hollywood thriller. It's more like psychological, like tense things. So
I mean, I guess I'll see.
I'm excited.
It's from the same director as Parasite, which is pretty cool. And I'm excited to watch Parasite later,
We got
like a
days
year
to
from
go.
now, because no spoilers, but that is high up there.
Well,
But yeah,
it's not really a spoiler. You can look up
you
the
can look at
list.
the list. Yeah, it's in the description, if anything.
Let's go watch the movie.
Yeah, let's go watch the movie. While we're watching the movie or whatever, these are the categories that we're going to be rating every single movie on. We're going to be rating in a 1 through 10 system. They may vary a little bit depending on type of movie, but these are the ones that we're going to be using today for movie number 99. So let's see what score we gave them. Initial reactions.
I think I've seen this movie before, but like a long time ago, I recognized like the last scenes of them in the tunnel. I do recognize that, but I don't remember from where or if I had seen it before. But I did recognize that scene. But overall, I really liked it.
It was really good. I feel like I'm a little rusty on the whole reading the subtitles the whole time. It's been like 3 years since I've watched anime. But I liked it. It was good.
Like this time I did
Yeah.
finish the movie and I was like, that was a good movie, unlike the last one.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
And these ratings kind of do reflect that, sorry. So it kind of makes sense. Okay. So, starting with intent and execution. Where'd I go with that, man? I mean, the weirdest thing for me, it was a thriller, but it was not like a thriller I'm used to. You know, there wasn't as much tension, but again, I'm just like used to watching like Hollywood thrillers and that type of thing. So I understand it's a different one. And I can see like the intention behind the whole thing being like, I don't know, kind of tense. I don't know how to describe it, man. But in general, I gave that a 9 out of 10 because I feel like they did what they were trying to do and they did it well, you know?
Yeah, I agree. I gave it an 8 out of 10. Like, it was really good. It was kind of weird to see, like, the comedy they put in specific parts of it and for the specific characters. But, like, it makes sense since it's inspired by a true story. Like, real life, there's comedy even if it's very messed up, whatever is happening. So, but yeah, it did feel a little bit like they were dragging it out, but it does make sense because they were solving a murder. So I get why they were that feeling, but I feel like it was a little bit too much that they were like dragging it out.
And we'll get into the details of like the case later, because it was a case that took like multiple years. Like what we saw in that 2-hour movie was probably across like 3 years, I would say.
That makes sense. Yeah, so now with the casting, personally, I did recognize some of the actors just because, but like they look a lot younger than what I've seen. But just because I've seen like, I'm used to seeing Korean movies, Korean series and stuff. And everyone was doing their role and everything, so I gave it a 9 out of 10.
I have no judgment when it comes to like the casting here. I give it a 9 out of 10 for 2 reasons. One, like the characters, like the actors seem like they kind of match the characters' vibes for the most part. Like nothing seemed off to me. And 2, because they were goats. There was one scene, they had 2 goats, and if there's a goat in the movie, it is a 10 out of 10 in my books, but I'll give it a 9. Why are you laughing? But yeah, I haven't seen any Korean movies. Like I said, I started watching Parasite, but I never finished it, so I don't know. But I do need to watch more because I do know that Korea is like really high up there in their quality when it comes to like movies and all that. But their acting is different, which is something that I noticed, and we'll get to that later. As for now, script and story. Honestly, again, it was a story of an open case. So the ending was a little bit like, you know, not solid, not set in stone. It was a good ending. It like, you know, the detective like just stopped working as a detective. He just gave up on the case or whatever and then got to work on something else, which is great because honestly, his methods were insane.
Yeah, it touched a lot on police corruption.
Yeah.
Which was very interesting to see in that type of movie. But yeah, it was a really weird serial killer. And like by like 3/4 of the movie, I like realized this was gonna be an open case, and it pissed me off. But like, why would you make a movie of an open case? I want to know how it ends.
I mean,
but yeah,
it makes sense. It's like the beginning, you know. With all that said, I did give it a 9 out of 10. I feel like the story was very solid.
Yeah, me
and
too.
It was very good.
I also gave it a 9 out of 10.
Camera work.
I loved it. The man was working for his salary. The camera was like running everywhere, taking great angles, and like from the perspective of like the the audience. It never felt like we were like a specific character or anything. We were always the audience looking at this case, and I love that perspective.
Yeah, for camera work, honestly, the handheld camera was great. There was a scene near the beginning of the movie that is also a big reason why I gave a score for acting performance, but we'll get to that later. Where they had just like, I forgot. Dude, I'm bad. My memory's bad. I forgot exactly what was going on, but I know they went to the first murder scene, and there was like a bunch of people there, and the detective just started screaming at them to get out the way, etc. And the handheld camera was just like following the right people everywhere. Like it switched between characters like a couple times, and just the movement, even though it was very shaky, it felt like it was intentional too. And that goes through a lot of the other scenes in the movie. The camera was very intentional. It was slanted when it needed to be slanted to give that uneasiness. It was just like great.
Yeah, it was great. I gave it a 10 out of 10 because it really was like good work, in my opinion.
I had given it a 9 out of 10, but I convinced myself to bring it up a little bit. I don't know if I'll put it at 10 though. So for that one, I'll bring it up to 9.5 though. Just, yeah, I think that's good. It was very intentional. It was great.
Yeah. And with sound design and the score, like again, I don't notice that much. Like I don't pay attention to it, but some of the song choices were kind of random, but like on some of the scenes. But overall, I feel like it was really good balance in between background noise and the talking.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think there was a single like song or music that was not coming from a source inside the scene.
I think there were like 2 scenes where they just put like random music. I may be wrong.
If they did, I did not notice at all. Like every time there was a song somewhere, there was usually a radio nearby, and it was like something that was happening in the scene itself, not like something that's just for us as the viewer of like the movie.
Maybe. Yeah. I
might be wrong.
I didn't notice that either.
I might be wrong, but it did feel like that to me. The only thing that was like kind of weird to me, there was again this one scene that was in slow motion, and it was also in the field where the first murder happened, but it was when they went back to it to try to reenact the case, that it was slow motion, but the screaming of everyone there stayed in like full speed, and that just felt off to me. We were watching it with someone else, and he mentioned that he's seen that effect done before. Personally, I haven't. I just felt off. I don't know. But other than that, it was solid all the way. My expectations for sound design and score are pretty high, so for that reason, I gave it an 8.
Yeah, I give it an 8 too, because I don't know about it. So
Okay.
I was like, it sounds good. Okay, we good.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's movies later on that are gonna like blow this out of the water, so that's why I'm like keeping it 8. It was solid, but could be better. Could always be better. No, I'm just kidding. Acting performance. Again, going back to the scene that I was talking when going to camera work. that scene to me, it felt so natural. I was doubting if it was completely scripted or if it actually was like improv full. Because wow, that was so good. I don't know how to describe it, man. It was way too natural. I don't know if it's just like Korean acting is just like that or what, but the performance was really solid. A lot of times I was not sure if it was scripted or improv. I just felt like the characters matched so well to what they were doing. They knew what they were doing, and they did it in such a way that just made it look real. So for that reason, I did not give it a 10. I could have, but I did give it a 9.5 as well.
I did give it a 10. I feel like everyone did great with their character, like in every scene. Even the background characters, like, they were great. And the people you were meant to love, you loved them. The people you were meant to hate, you hated them. So I feel like that's part of a very good acting performance. For the visual and practical effects, here, I think this one's like my lowest score. Just because, like, why were they fly kicking everyone? Like, every single police person at one point fly kicked someone in the chest.
That is correct. That is
like,
true.
Either from a hill or from the floor. They just, like, I don't know what was happening there. The bodies did look pretty real and, like, decayed. Like, on that part, the makeup artist or whatever practical effects they were using, that one was great.
But I feel like they're really good at that too, because from what I've seen from like Korean films, there was this. I don't even
from Korean
film? Nothing. But I remember I started watching a series. It was like a thriller, and it was Korean. I watched the first episode, and the first episode only. I don't remember the name. I don't remember anything. But it was about a killer as well. And within like the first 5 or 6 minutes, there was a body, and that is the most realistic body I've seen.
I did lower, right? Okay, I gave it 7 out of 10.
Okay.
Mostly because of the weird transitions. The transitions were so weird.
The transitions were really off. Like
from the rape to the sex scene. And
that was crazy. From a dead corpse
to grilling meat.
Yeah.
It was so weird.
What?
And then the fighting scene when they stab the leg, they just cut randomly to more grilling meat and then come back to it. And I was like, what is happening here? So the transitions were weird. They worked for the movie, but they were personally weird. So that's why I give it like a 7 out of 10. They did a good job. I just find it weird.
That's valid. I'm still not sure if it should be on this category, like those transitions or not, but those transitions were whack. And yeah, I mean, I just wrote like fly kicks. Why were they so many? Because there were just genuinely so many. It felt like that's the only stunt they learned to do, and they were just like redoing it every time.
Which is funny, but
yeah. Other than that, like you said, the corpses were great. The makeup for like when they got like everything, when the guy got tetanus on his leg, that was weird. That was crazy. And then the makeup and like the face and stuff. Near the last train scene as well, where they threw a rock and the guy hit his hand to knock away his pistol with a rock, and then you could see like the skin literally peeling off with the blood. Just that makeup was great, and for that reason I give it an 8. There was like a little bit more balance, but I just really liked the makeup that they used and everything. Now, scenography. the fields, man. I mean, that's like my primary note I have here. It's just the fields.
Such a good, scenic thing.
It was so nice. Color,
Yeah, they used warm
like the color
cool
corrections
tones.
and everything they used.
Great.
It matched everything. Like when it was trying to be peaceful, it used those warm tones. When it started getting a little bit crazy, they went over to cool tones to like match the vibe and the feeling of the detective at all times. So for that reason, I did give it a 10 out of 10. I think that's my only 10 out of 10 in this list.
Yeah. I also gave it a 10 out of 10 because of that. And also, I don't know how 80s Korea looked, but I felt like I was in 80s Korea. I was a bit confused why they had a torture dungeon. That was weird.
I mean, but that just goes with the corrupt cop type thing, you know?
but it was kind of weird. But I did like that they used the entire like city or village.
Like the little town.
Yeah, because there were a lot of places they were shooting.
Yeah.
There was the school, the hospital, the house, the
torture dungeon.
The torture dungeon,
which on top had
the
like
office.
the office.
Like the fields,
I don't know if
the
it was
roads.
like, I don't know if it was like an electrical power grid type thing where they found the last guy
Oh yeah.
or whatever that was. I
Yeah,
don't
the
know.
bars.
That was crazy.
I did like that they used very, I want to say like cliche scenes from Korean things. Like there was the Korean barbecue, someone dying from transportation.
The karaoke you mentioned.
The karaoke. So it did feel like very real life. Like we were part of that. Which brings us to enjoyment and rewatchability. Which it's a murder mystery. So they're not very rewatchable in my opinion. I love murder mysteries, but like once you've seen it once, like you know how it's gonna end. So you might see it twice just to see the little details, but after that I don't think you would like keep wanting to watch it because it's gonna be the same ending. But it did feel like I was solving the case with them because I was solving the case. I solved it before them. So, although kinda not, but but
I mean,
yeah.
the case was not solved. So
but I solved it. No, I'm kidding. So just because of that, I gave it a 7 out of 10.
okay.
And it did feel a little dragged out, which I did say in the beginning.
I mean, enjoyment and rewatchability, taking that first part, enjoyment, I enjoyed it a lot. It was really good. And then rewatchability, I also like didn't think about it just as if I would rewatch it, but also if I would recommend it to like someone to watch, you know. For the reason I also didn't give that high of a score either, but I did knock a few points down just because, yeah, like you said, I wouldn't rewatch it personally, and for that reason I give it an 8 out of 10. Expectations versus reality. So, my expectations were that I don't know about Korean movies, but it looked pretty solid. So for that reason, I give it a 9 out of 10. As for reality, I'm gonna have to calculate this. Hold on.
Well, my expectations was that it was gonna be great. If it's like an international movie to be in a American list, that's impressive, first of all.
True.
So I knew it has to be great to be on that list.
But it's not the only international movie. There's more coming.
No, yeah, but it is difficult to get recognition over here.
Unfortunately so, yeah.
Yeah. But with that, my expectations were 8 out of 10. And reality, like my overall score was 8.6. So out of 10. So I think it met my expectations just because they were pretty high, and it went a little bit above it. But yeah, and I think the IMDb also gave it like a pretty good score.
Yeah, let me go
And
with that.
Rotten
Hold on.
Tomatoes.
IMDb gave him an 8.1 out of 10, and Rotten Tomatoes gave him a 95%, which for Rotten Tomatoes, that is the tomato meter. The popcorn meter, which is like everybody, is a 92%, because the 95 is from critics. With that said, like I mentioned, my expectations were a 9 out of 10, and my overall score or reality came out to 8.88, or you could round it up to like 8.9 out of 10. So it was like right on that line as well.
Yeah. Overall, good movie. Recommend. I understand why it's on the list.
Speaking of, let's go a little bit into the tea, because the case was not solved when this movie came out, but it is solved now. So, the real life, I'm not even gonna try that name. Hwaseong?
I have no idea.
Okay, serial murders that inspired the movie were solved in 2019. The killer, identified as Lee Chun-jae, don't quote me on that, was already serving a life sentence for the murder of his sister-in-law.
That's crazy.
Was identified as the perpetrator of the serial murders through DNA recovered from the crime scenes. And then he later confessed in 2019 to 10 of the original victims and several more that weren't part of like his case, like this murder case. Officially closing the case in 2020, 33 years after the first murder.
That's crazy. And the murders were like gruesome and horrible.
Yeah.
And so messed up.
Yeah, he later stated that his motive was to relieve sexual frustration. So that makes sense, because most of the victims were sexually assaulted after death, at least from what they mentioned in the movie.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Crazy work, man. I mean, there's better ways, but hey, you do you.
No, don't do you. If that's how you're gonna do you, don't do you. Please, do not.
Yeah, but his murders, he officially murdered 15 women between 1986 and 1994. So it was 8 years. So yeah, it would make sense if the movie was like 3 of those years or as long. We saw at least, what, 4?
No,
Was
I
it
think 5.
5 victims? So 5 out of 14?
Crazy.
15, sorry. Yeah, that is kind of crazy. But hey, good movie. Overall, would recommend. Or something. Next movie in the list is The Grizzly Man.
That one sounds fun. I have no idea what it's about, but just
It's a grizzly man. It's just a hairy man, and that's it.
I feel like it's a documentary about bears, but I
That'd be funny. Cocaine Bear Part 1.
No.
Cocaine Bear was fire.
But yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
See you next week or something, or whenever these are getting posted. I don't know. I don't know. Have fun. See you later. Bye. Take care.